Hi everyone, welcome to the demo day for a hackathon. Can't see how many people are in just yet. Oh, 44. Okay, so maybe we'll give a couple more seconds to scroll in, but otherwise we have a cool little event for you guys planned now just after the hackathon. I'm assuming it's a lot of the developers who showed up. So we have a couple of the sponsors coming and presenting the demos of like who submitted, or even some people presenting, how you can build on them. So should be some cool little opportunities that pop up as well. Quick little overview of the hackathon just went down. In total, we had 34 prizes. Um, just under 2,300 developers signed up, which means it was arguably the biggest hackathon of the year, at least the biggest DeFi hackathon of the year. So that was really successful for us. Over 218 submissions, which is a pretty good, conversion rate. With the participants and stuff, a lot of them are teams and stuff. So a lot of people showed out, a lot of people made submissions. Yeah, we can go over a bit later, but we're going to start today with Skynet, which had the most applicants out of every project, just under 50 applications for their bounty. So I will pass it on to Daniel. It looks like he's ready, and let you take it from here.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I stay on target here. I apologize for any background noise. I'm kind of in a coffee shop area, but let's see what happens. All right, so I am sharing my screen and I'm going to present my screen now. All right, are you able to see this?
It's a bit small. I don't know. Mikkel, maybe there's like another. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, all right. Looks good now.
Awesome. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, so I'm Daniel Helm. I'm the developer evangelist at Skynet Labs. I wanted to start off just by saying thanks to the OpenDeFi DAO crew and Gitcoin for having us. It's been a fun project to be the sponsor for this, one of the sponsors for this. And we're excited about sponsoring this because our big push right now is that DeFi needs decentralized front ends. Like that's our kind of shtick right now. And we've been working on this project called Home Screen. And that's what our bounty was all about, because we want DeFi projects to really be onboarding onto Home Screen and decentralize their front ends. And so Home Screen is a new platform that's going to let users save versioned copies of these front ends, all the assets, all the code, all the logic, all into their personal decentralized cloud on Skynet. And so to get hackers into this, we had a Siacoin pool of 400,000 Siacoin. And we ended up having, somewhere around 50 applications that deployed to Skynet. Nearly 30 of those applications had full integration with Home Screen. And we saw builds kind of all across the Web3 ecosystem, which was awesome. We saw Ethereum, Solana, Tezos, Polkadot, Terra, Binance Smart Chain, and I'm sure I'm missing some as well. So thanks to all those hackers for kind of seeding our ecosystem for Home Screen, because it's a brand new product. We kind of had our official developer launch on Friday. I just want to kind of show what Home Screen looks like after folks were able to integrate all of this stuff. So I'm going to drop in here and authenticate with my Sky. Oh, and actually I'm going to just grab a little seed here that all these apps under. So I can log in to my private seed. All that stays in the browser. It doesn't get sent anywhere because it's fully decentralized. And now we can see all the applications that participated in the OpenDeFi DAO hackathon. So these are the ones, that really did a full integration where they got the icons working, they got some of the updates working, and you can see, a wide array of DeFi projects. So we're super excited. Thanks all hackers for jumping on our project. It's been a really good turnout. And especially thank you to the ones who stuck with us as we were pushing out updates to Home Screen. It's been kind of a beta build. We had some projects even integrate in like the check for updates feature, where if you roll out new things, you can update your application and have the latest version pinned to your user space. And it's been exciting to have all that going on. Yeah, and so there's also a feature that once you upgrade, your user is able to downgrade, which really gives flexibility to users. And I'm really excited to see the DeFi space continue to think about how do we get users a fully decentralized kind of front-to-end access to DeFi. So that was all I had for today. I just want to say thank you and also leave some time for questions. If you're interested in Skynet or home screen or just chatting with me about things, our Discord is here, discord.gg/Skynet Labs. A lot of developers on there that are really generous with their knowledge of decentralization. So come check it out.
We will we'll add your social links and everything into the YouTube bio, but if you want to just drop it in the chat for whoever's here now. Oh, looks like we lost him. Okay, cool. So that was Skynet. Like I mentioned, they had the most submissions out of any project. It looks like they were really able to bootstrap their new product launch. So really excited to see where that goes. Next up, we have OptyFi, which is another one of the sponsors, but they also are the he meant to stop sharing screen, but he just dropped off. They're also one of the incubated projects of the DAO. So we have a close relationship with them. We think they're a super dope project. Today we have Juven. I think Fazil is also joining us as well from their team to go over what it's like to build on OptyFi and what they found out of the hackathon. So Juven, I'll pass it on to you.
All right. Thank you, Sammy. So I'm the lead developer and CTO at OptyFi. And in this OpenDeFi hackathon, we basically challenge the DeFi builders to come and use our adapter interface and implement the DeFi adapters for the protocols, starting with the Alpha Finance. And the second one was the Lido Finance. Third one was the Beefy Finance adapter, which is on the Polygon chain. And the fourth one was the Convex Finance adapter. And in some of the adapters, we have multiple submissions, which means that it was really, hardworking on our side to basically decide who is going to be the winner for the adapters. Now, when it comes to the DeFi adapters, it's basically like they have to implement an interface, and that interface is good enough for the OptyFi's unprotocol system to, deposit, withdraw, borrow, repay the assets, whichever are supported by those particular protocol. The cool thing about this adapter is a protocol will have multiple pools, and the same adapter can be used in order to bridge on protocols investment to those pools. And that is in turn managed by the system of smart contracts that on protocol has, and based on which the adapter interface have been basically designed. So we did had a lot of back and forth with the builders. We did give them some sort of clues, some sort of ideas, and we were actually trying to get them up to the speed based on their request over the review. So long story short, now let's come and let's see who participated in this hackathon. So first of all, I would like to thank you all the builders and also the team of OpenDeFi who actually helped to present all the information to the DeFi builders. And we are basically internally working we are very busy on our alpha launch. So we were not able to review all of the adapters, especially the ones that have multiple submissions. And also basically we are, after it, I mean, honestly, it was very overwhelming, and it was like unexpected response that we get, and we are really, really very happy on the response that we get and the speed at which our adapter the interface of our adapter was implemented in order to bridge with the forced DeFi protocols. So I would like to thank, all the DeFi builders who were able to grasp and they were able to implement it. So the participants who participated for Alpha Finance Adopter, the name is Aranyani01. So basically, the information that I have is about from their GitHub handle, because that's all we have it. The second adopter was Lido Finance. The participants who submitted are Yoda Shiv, and then we have Roman Nicholas. So here we have got 2 submissions. When it comes to the Beefy Finance adopter, we had again 2 submissions, Masoon and Rich Jamo. For the Convex Finance adopter, we have again Roman Nicholas. So overall, the work that have been done is fair. That's what our team and myself have analyzed after looking at the code. Let's start with the Alpha Finance. So for the Alpha Finance, unfortunately, we have not yet, we will be not declaring any of the winner because the submission doesn't actually work. There are some compile issues there. So moving on to Lido Finance. Now for the Lido Finance, we have some conflicts among the DeFi builders. So we are basically working on investigating and figuring out how should we streamline it. And the winner for Lido Finance will be announced shortly after we will be reaching out to the builders and trying to figure out how we can move forward with it. And then whoever will be the winner will get paid. When it comes to the Beefy Finance adopter, there are multiple submissions, and hence we are basically trying to, it's a very difficult task for us to declare the winner. So we need some more time. And the fourth adopter is the Convex Finance adopter. And I would like to declare the winner, which is Roman Nicholas. So congratulations, Roman Nicholas, for helping us out on building the Convex Finance adopter. Now I really would like to share the code that was submitted by Roman Nicholas. Now it is a highly technical code. So basically what it does is, if I can share the GitHub of Roman Nicholas, what it does is we have a contracts, and this is a Convex Finance adopter contract, which was designed by Roman Nicholas. It was a challenging adopter because we were in a constant, feedback loop when Roman created a PR. And, there were lots of challenges which I can see. And I am glad that we were able to overcome those challenges. And now we are able to basically, use the same adopter in order to talk to, the pools. The list is here. So this is a list of the pools that can be, for which we can use the same adopter in order to, deposit and withdraw assets and other functionalities, which is specified in the adopter interface. Though there are some, gaps in it, but we will be basically reaching out to Roman, and we'll get that, gaps filled in. And we'll definitely will be releasing the payment to Roman. So congratulations once again, Roman. So basically, if you want to reach out to the team of OptyFi, you can join our Discord channel. You can head over to opty.fi, where you'll be able to get all the updates regarding when we are going to do our alpha launch. You can also head over to our GitHub if you are a developer, and you can check out what are the repositories that have been made public. You can come and contribute to our docs. You can also, uh, just request for an bounty. We are very flexible on that. We want to hear the feedback from the community, and we'll definitely issue the bounties. And the bounties tradition of for the DeFi adopters is going to go on, because we feel that it is a success, and the builders are basically able to give us the bounty in in very smooth and seamless manner. The DeFi adapter kit is already up on our GitHub. The GitHub URL is github.com/opty-fi. You can head over and you can also submit DeFi adapter kit. Regardless of there is a bounty or not, there will be a reasonable compensation which will be paid after our internal team approves the submission. So once again, I would like to thank the team, OpenDeFi, and all the participants who really worked hard in order to submit the DeFi adopters for OptyFi's on protocol. And thank you, Sammy, for inviting me.
Thanks, Shruv. Maybe if you can just share links to what's going on at Opti or in the social links in the chat or whatever. Like I mentioned, we'll put it on the YouTube description, but maybe you can just share that with everyone.
Sure, I'll be sharing all the social links of OptyFi in the chat.
Cool, cool. So yeah, that was Opti. Like I mentioned, super close project of the DAO, one of our incubated projects. The next one is actually the winner of our bounty. So we did a open submission grant with like 5K in stables, where we basically encouraged anyone who sort of fits our thesis of multi-chain DeFi, machine intelligent DeFi, to sort of submit a project that sort of fit in that bucket. And there was a lot of submissions. I think in total, what was there? It was over, just around 12 submissions of different projects. It was a really tough choice for us to make. But we did come to a conclusion that the winner was IndexZoo, which we shared on Twitter yesterday. So we have them here. They're going to do a quick presentation of, IndexZoo, what it is, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think he's in the chat. Marshall, if you want to come up on stage. Is he in here? Oh, he's here. Okay, let him just load up and then we'll get him started. Yeah, so we did actually have like a runner-up that couldn't join us today. We did want them to like present their project also. We are going to be giving them like a grant as well. The project is called Risk List. They didn't necessarily win the bounty submission, but we thought also like it was a really cool project. So I'm going to share that link in the chat as well for everyone to check out. Right here. And Risk List is basically, a new kind of risk framework that they're using for different crypto assets. It was built on by some of the people at Opti, some of the other community members between our two channels. If they can make it today, we'd be happy to have them present, but I think they're a bit busy today, so couldn't join us yet. You there, Marshall? Turn on your camera. if there's technical issues, I can do the presentation for you guys. And I'm just consulting with them on Telegram.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi,
There you
Samir.
go. Hey.
Hello?
Hey. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi.
You good to go? Yeah, I can hear you, Marshall.
Hi, everyone. It seems like I'm having a little technical difficulty. So if you guys can hear me all right, then I'll just start because it seems like I can't hear what you guys are saying, but I can continue with the presentation. All right, let me share my screen. Okay. Give me 1 second. Yep. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. First of all, thanks a lot for having us Index2 here today. We're really glad that we participated and won the hackathon from OpenDeFi. I think we are really in line with OpenDeFi's theme of building machine intelligence, data-driven, and a new digital asset classes for a better overall user experience in DeFi. And I think that's what Index2 it's all about. And today I want to share with you guys about what we have built during the hackathon and what's next for Index2. So Index2, we build a tokenized index for any basket of currencies. We're built for the utmost accuracy, maximum leverage, and the lowest cost. So since this year, the index protocols in DeFi has exploded. So you guys know the DeFi Pulse Index. The DPI alone has reached over 300 million TVL at its peak. So the growth and enthusiasm is definitely there, but there are some fundamental problems with the DeFi index protocols today. Number one is the lacking of index diversity. So right now there's only long tokens. There's no short tokens, inverse tokens for hedging against the bear market, and the leverages are generally really low. The most we've seen is with 2 times. Number two is the most important problem, which is inaccuracy. This is often due to the rebalancing schedule. It's very infrequent, which is due to the high gas fee related to rebalancing. And that's the most important thing for index protocol. It's index products. It's to be accurate. If you look at the stock market index, they track the underlying assets like very, very accurately. Number three, it's product launches. Right now, we've seen strong enthusiasm in the community about users launching their own indices. But with current protocols, the process is very slow. So this is some major complaints that we've seen with current index protocols. See here, these users about a 2 times Fly series token and on Ethereum. And even though Ether's gone up 3.6% that day, the leverage token only got up 2.6. So it's actually not as much as the underlying assets. And here, another user is actually quite funny that he explained to this person that you're for sure not get the 2 times leverage because crypto rises so fast, and this token only rebalances once per day. So you'll be on the lower end of 1.6, 1.7 most of the time. So this is certainly not ideal because people buy the leverage token to get the leverage. And if it is not as advertised, then people may as well just buy it at like a centralized exchange as opposed to using DeFi options. So to fix this problem, IndexDo our solution is to use exposures from layer 2 DEX perpetual contracts. So essentially using derivative to build the index, as opposed to building the index with layer 2 spot market, such as Uniswap and SushiSwap. So that's what current protocols has been doing. It's to actually buy the underlying tokens from spot markets, and that, as we all know, has a it's very costly to trade because you're interacting directly on layer 1. And to get leverage, currently the protocols are actually borrowing from Aave or Compound and leveraging that way, which is extra layer of cost. So right now, with the rise of DEX perpetual contracts, it's we are going to build the index derivative the right way. So if you look at traditional finance, all the leverage index, the 3 times S&P, the long and short, those are all built with derivatives. And this year, since projects like DYDX launched their layer 2 perpetual contract, their volume has skyrocketed. I think by now it's like billions of dollars total trade volume per day. And that's almost always true for any financial markets. It's when the spot market, after this, there's a derivative market on the spot market, the notional trade amount always exploded for the derivative. That's far dwarf the spot market. And I think that's what we are going to see, and maybe we are already seeing with DeFi as well, which is the futures market and options market starting to outrun the spot market. And also for DeFi, there's the cost, the overall cost scenario, just based on the current limitations on Ethereum. So we are building with perpetual contract as opposed to the spot market, leveraging the what we believe is on the rise and building far better solutions for indices products. So with our overall methodology, with the layer 2 exposures, we're going to be able to reduce costs by 100%, 100 times. So not only pass this cost to the users, but also our products will be able to rebalance actively intraday, hence giving the users a near perfect tracking accuracy, which is the most important thing for any index or leverage token products. We're also going to provide not only long tokens, but also inverse and volatility tokens. The inverse token just goes up when the market goes down. And volatility token, we're going to use option protocols like OptyFi to give users the ability to hedge against volatility risks by longing volatility on the options market, simply by holding our volatility token. We're also going to be able to have far higher leverage, up to 5 times, because we're going to be margin trading perpetual contract without the need of a collateralized debt position, which is far more costly compared with margin trading. IndexDo, so our end goal is to enable permissionless user index creation, because we know the enthusiasms are there. People want to have their own index. So we want to be able to modularize our protocol and enable and push for social trading so that people can have their own indexes, either for speculation, hedging, or long-term hodling, which is going to be a very important feature for us as well. So right now we're building the bear and the bull products. So IndexDo, it's an animal-themed DeFi park. So our tokens will be named after animals. So the bear token, it's as it suggests, it just goes up when the market goes down. And so we'll be launching with Bitcoin 3 times, Ether 3 times, both long and short, and also a potential products like DeFi, like a DPI related product of the top 7 or top 10 DeFi tokens, to go long and short, for you to have a market almost like a beta, which is the market risks for you to hedge or speculate against. And we can also build products such as the Metaverse Index or any other index as liquidity start to build up more on the DEXs. In the future, we are actually quite excited about building more products. So the bear and the bull, those are passively pegged products that are only mandated to track against the market return. We also want to build more actively managed indices, kind of like the smart ETF, the intelligent ETF in the TradFi today. And those are going to be powered by algorithms and actively managed, such as our idea on this product is called Smart Panda. So this is going to be a smart hedging tool. It's kind of like our bear token that goes up when the market goes down, but it will be able to leverage more when the market actually goes for us and be able to hold cash when the market goes up. So that's going to be more actively managed hedging tool for people who are seeking the extra return and also be able to tolerate more risks. And this is the fear. It's our volatility protocol, volatility index. So currently in DeFi, there are already some volatility protocols for users to like hedge or bet against woes. But those currently, what we've seen are only the synthetic options. So meaning that they're kind of like synthetics that requires both long and short users to be able to make a trade. And that's not the most organic way for volatilities, which is essentially is very complex topics because it's derivatives on derivatives. So our plan is actually to just like what we use with DYDX and we build with perp contracts, we're going to build with OPYN and other DeFi options contract and directly get the volatility exposures through options protocols. That way, the users can bet on volatility natively on chain without using synthetics. So here's a product comparison of our Index 2 product and other DEX and CEX leverage tokens and indices. So also very importantly, our design and uses a fixed leverage mandate as opposed to a floating range. So if you look at other leverage tokens, even though they say it's 2 times, but it's really a range between like 1.7 or 2.3. And that's because the inactive rebalancing schedule that is being utilized. And for us, we actually are going to actively rebalance intraday. So our mandate is to always give you the 2 times the fixed leverage mandate as proposed. So for more information, definitely check out our documentations. You can access that from our website as well. So during the hackathon, we have number one, main thing we did is we finalized our UI. So we have a very simple one page for all UI that you can access both on your phone and on your computer. So you're going to be able to buy and sell our tokens from our site, and also once we are launched, you can also buy the tokens at Uniswap or other DEXs that we will be announcing. And on this page, you can also monitor the health of the token because everything our bear token and bull token holds will be transparent. You'll be able to see the actual position that we hold on DEXs with the perpetual contracts, and you'll be able to see the actual leverage that you're getting. Yeah, so here, definitely check out our website. Currently, we are still pre-launch, but we are actually quite actively pushing. So here's our roadmap. Our project, it's fairly new. We launched this summer, and we did publish our white paper, got our website and all the social medias out. And with this OpenDeFi hackathon, it's actually coincides really perfectly with our production timeline, as we are pushing for either testnet launch by the end of this month, if not by the early October. And our Bear and Fear token will get ready for mainnet launch by the end of the year. And we are also built, Index is also built to be multi-chain, because we believe that every ecosystem, because right now there are a lot of new chains, new ecosystem coming out. We believe every ecosystem would need index protocols to be able to access like investment tokens cross chain. And Index2 it's built for that. And we have actually already talked with other chains like Polygon and Avalanche and also Harmony. We are preparing to launch. When we launch, we want to be able to launch multi-chain as well. So to summarize, what makes Index2 different? So we are number one, we are built for maximum capital efficiency, because we are built for not only high leverage but also accurate leverage, which is enabled through activity rebalance, because using layer 2 per contract is just far more cost efficient compared with trading on layer 1. We believe that's the right way to build indices in the first place. And number 3 is the lowest cost possible. We want our users to have a frictionless investment experience, because if you go to TradFi, like the stock market, if you want to buy an ETF on any sectors or the S&P, it almost costs nothing. And we believe that's the way that it should be, because it's a volume business in the first place, the ETF business. And yeah, going forward, here are the different applications that we can build. Obviously, with the Bear and the Fear token, the inverse and the volatility tokens, those are going to be the first comprehensive hedging protocols for your wallet, because and everything is also custodialless. You'll be able to hedge against market risk or any specific risk to your liking using the Bear and Fear tokens. You can also obviously speculate with our leverage. And going forward, we're also going to have, like I said, the active token for Bull and Bear, and to be able to utilize our algorithm to have more risk-adjusted returns. So yeah, so basically going forward, we envision Index2 to be a one-stop shop, a really fun park for your investment needs. So either you want to speculate, hedge, or just long-term hodling, you'll be able to find a animal token to your liking. And here's our core team. I'm Marshall Chang. I'm the founder and CEO. And our team comes from a TradFi background. Previously, we worked on, we had a quant shop, a quantitative trading firm called AI Capital Management, which kind of coincides to our future product of building AI-powered actively managed indices. Because we in the previous company, all we do is we build a trading algorithm to mid to high frequencies using different type of machine learning algorithms. So I think in that sense, we are also a good fit to the OpenDeFi's overall theme, and we do want to build Index2 with our expertise from the TradFi. So yeah, so we come from a TradFi background, from trading, and we see that in the DeFi world, there's a lot of infrastructure problems like the index products that are not perfect yet, and we think it's just a great time for DeFi, and we should have those tools and investment vehicles that will eventually drive mass adoption for DeFi. So that's how we decided to launch Index2 and kind of devote our time to DeFi. And that's really concludes my presentation. We are going to continue building and roll out our products. So be sure to definitely follow us on Telegram. And here's my personal Telegram, and also our Discord. You can find all that information online on our websites as well, and our Twitter. So I think that I'll stop the screen sharing. So Sammy, I couldn't. I think you guys can hear me fine, but somehow I cannot hear you guys.
Can you hear me now?
I'll so if I'll see if I can kind of rejoin. Maybe that way I can hear you guys talk as well.
Sure. I mean, I don't know why I'm talking if you can't hear me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I still cannot hear you. I think there's
Go ahead.
something wrong
I'll
with
message you
my
on.
setup.
Cool. So next up we have THX. I saw he joined the chat and then dropped off. If we can invite him back on stage. He's here. Yeah, Miguel, if we can just invite him on stage. Join. And Index Zoo team, if you can also drop in your links here into the chat for anyone who wants to connect with you. I know you had it up there, but you can put it on Telegram, or if you can put the Telegram and Discord link, etc., into the chat.
There we go.
Hey,
Right? Can you hear me?
it's a bit quiet.
So it's not
Yeah.
loud.
No, it's a bit quiet. When you talked into the mic, it was good.
Okay. So this is fine?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I had to do a last moment switch of mic. Okay, so first of all, thank you for having us. I'll be presenting on behalf of our project. It's called THX. We ourselves call it FANGS. Let me tell you a bit about our Gitcoin experience. So I think we had about a dozen people start on our bounties, which was great. We saw that not everybody completed the submissions. For us, it was the first time we did this type of hackathon. So we probably should consider doing a bit more hand-holding during the process. That being said, we had some great connections with a lot of talented developers. We also working with a couple of them going onward. So, you know, overall, it was a great experience at Gitcoin. So thanks for that. Let me share my screen and then I will get it into one of the winners, which I would like to highlight. Let me see how the screen sharing works, actually. Okay. Can I get us a bit more assistance how this should work?
If you scroll over like your face or something at the bottom there, you should see like a pop-up for a share screen.
Got it. Makes sense.
There we go.
Yeah. So a bit about our project first. So FANGS allows you to embed tokens in any application. So we use an API for this, which is really developer friendly. And you have a dashboard where you can pull your tokens and assign them to an application. So why do we do this? Because, you know, we believe that in order to onboard the next billion of users to DeFi and, you know, blockchain systems in general, we should be looking for the users where they currently are and not trying to, you know, reinvent the wheel and onboard everybody to new applications. We support this with fast and free transactions using a gas station on Polygon. Our biggest customer is the United Nations, where we handle about 500 daily rewards. And although there are people working all over the world on our project, our core team is from the Europe, and we also have some funding from the EU Horizon 2020 program. Fun things you can create using our software are, for example, the claim button you see in the lower left corner, which you can embed like an iframe in your website, in your checkout, for example. This is just an example of how you can create easy blockchain-empowered applications using our infrastructure. This is another example. This is not from the hackathon, but this is a loyalty reward in Slack. So you can pick up your phone, scan the QR code, and claim your tokens right in Slack. So it really opens up a lot of fun and interactive applications. All the code is on GitHub. Obviously, I will send you the link at the end of this short talk. We had a couple of submissions, and one really stood out, both in terms of quality, the video submitted, and also things like continuous integration on top of the app, which will allow others to build upon. And I would like to show you a short video of how the winner, which is called Andre, or Hackathon on Gitcoin, completed this bounty. So there we go. Let me put.
Here's my bot. It's actually deployed to the cloud, and you can invite your groups use it there as well. And yeah, let's imagine we have a group, and then you want to invite this bot to your group, set this up, and let members play with it. So first we need to run the setup command and the directions for private chapter. Here are admin. You have two options. One is to register a channel and then check the reports and set the reports. So let's start to set the channel. It's basically quite effortless. You have two tools that you can build. Let's build them up. I will use one of my passive tools here. So let's build client ID, client secret, and this is basically your smart contract. Test connection. Yep. So if you see this message, this means that the API connection was successful. And now we need to set up the keyboard.
The volume's a bit low.
You can actually check here as well. Show rewards command that will fetch the rewards from the API. So to set the reward for the channel level, you just specify ID. Into this channel, this means that checks if this is valid. And yeah, in our case, we are good to go. So after that, let's imagine that you are the user, and then you just enter the channel that you want to acquire. You know, for acquiring reward, what you need to do is to create so you need an email. Let's set this up. Password. That's all done. And now we're waiting to receive a message. As you can see here, the THX CPR responded to the wallet address. So this is a temporary address. We need to change that. After this, let's call help. After the wallet is created, we need to log in the THX wallet. Now we're going to check our box for the email. There it is.
So I think we'll just continue using the presentation, because I understand from people that the sound is really low. So I'll post the submission in the link so you can check it out. It's a really cool video and a very nice integration. So we're really happy with the submission. So if you're looking to join Thanks in our quest to onboard the next billion of users to DeFi. We have a couple of jobs available on these links. You are open to check out the documentation made for developers so you can integrate tokens in your own app. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next hackathons on Gitcoin. We have a grant up and running as well. So we'll stick around and yeah, happy to be part of this community. Posting the links. Also, the submission itself is on GitHub. It's really well, like I said, it's really well documented. So check it out. Okay, thanks.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. Okay, next we have the winner of the Near bounty, if I'm following the agenda correctly. So Near had a few bounties. They had, I'm not sure exactly which one he's presenting for, but there was an open submission for DeFi applications on Near. There was also a new front end for the Berry Club, an Explorer, as well as like an AMM swap protocol, I'm guessing. So here he is. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. I'll
Thanks.
just pass it on to you guys then.
All right, sweet. So hey everybody, I'm Patrick. This is my colleague David, and so we entered the Gitcoin contest for Near. That is the parallel swap bounty. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to try and share my screen real quick. Let's see, is there a certain place to do that?
If you see where your icon is at the bottom left, just scroll over it and there should be the pop-up.
Sweet. All right. Is that working?
Click close message. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, man. Excellent. All right. So just as a quick overview, and so I guess as I'm doing this, this is very informal, so y'all feel free to reach out to us, ask any questions. We'd be happy to answer. Feel free to stop us anytime. But so the basic idea for the parallel swap on Near is there's the way that Near set things up and with using Ref Finance is a little bit different from how some of the other like initial automated market makers had their pool set up. So for things like Uniswap or PancakeSwap or some of these other ones, they typically only have a single pool for each pair of coins that you're dealing with. But for Ref Finance, they had an interesting idea to have any arbitrary number of pools for trading between different tokens. And so for a given pair of tokens. So in this case, you might have token A and you're trying to trade and get token B. And so the idea is if you have a single pool, it's easy to just say, okay, I'm going to trade all of my token A into this automated market maker pool and get however many of token B out. But if you wanted to do a swap in parallel, if you have multiple pools that potentially all have different, you might have different reserves of token A and token B in the pool. So that would mean you might have different liquidities for each pool, and you also might have different fee structures. And so the question and the bounty for Gitcoin this time was, how do you optimize that? Is there a general way to optimize this? And so the problem that we worked on was how to get the maximum amount of token B out given any arbitrary number of pools. So some of the assumptions here is that these were all of the form where you have XY equals a constant. So that's the initial automated market maker that Vitalik proposed. And it's the ones that are implemented by Uniswap and some of the other ones. And so we assume that all the pools are of that form. That's not strictly necessary. So you could generalize this further, say for something like Curve or some other market that you're dealing with that doesn't have this XY equals a constant bonding curve. But for our case, we assume for simplicity that it would be. And so the basic idea is you have any number of given number of pools, and you have some amount of token A that you're trying to trade in. So when you do that, you calculate this quantity that we call mu. So it's based on some math that we did using something that's very common in physics, but we haven't seen a lot in some of these other places, called Lagrange multipliers. And it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, but we have a white paper on our GitHub page that we made for this. And so if y'all have any questions about that, feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to dig into some of that math. But all that to say, the Lagrange multiplier solution gives you a way to solve for this quantity called mu. That determines how much delta A, or how much of each amount of coin that you're supposed to allocate to each pool. And then there's a check that you have to do here, and this has to do with the constraints that you can't trade in a negative amount of some coin. And so if there are any that are negative, you have to update the list of pools. You set that one equal to 0. And again, this is based on some of the math that we did. You remove that pool from the list and then recalculate mu for the new set of pools. And so doing this, this gives you an optimal amount of delta A out for, or the amount of delta A that you should allocate to each pool to give you the total maximum amount of coin B out. And so this is just sort of looking through the GitHub page, the README. To verify this, we wanted to make sure that it's a very simple closed form solution. And so we wanted to make sure it was right. And so we did a lot of Monte Carlo simulations in order to try and check that. And then if you open up the white paper and want to dig into some more of the details, I'll scroll down here a little bit. We just have the results from some of the Monte Carlo simulations that we did that had a lot of random inputs. So you randomize the inputs, and then you can do hundreds of thousands, millions of runs to see where the optimal value occurs. And so, for example, like on this one, if you had 4 pools that had identical liquidities and fees, and the identical prices, then you should end up evenly splitting the amount of coin that you're trading in among those 4 pools. And that's indeed what we found. So this, where the maximum occurs here, where all these X's end up being marked, is at 0.25, which is 1/4 of the total amount of allocation of token A going in. We did some other cases, just proof of principle, to show that you got reasonable results for it. And so I won't spend a ton of time on that. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And so to demonstrate this, we also built a front end, and I'll say that neither one of us is really super in-depth at web design. And so I'm sure people who are very good at web design will look at some of what we're doing and probably cringe at the way that we did some of this. But it was enough to get a front end to show that in principle it works. And so what you can do is when you load this, and this is also on the GitHub page, you can download this, clone this repo, use it however much you want. Right now, it's hard-coded to use the reffinance.testnet. But again, that's something that could be extended later. And so here, this is for trading token 1 with token 2. You can put any arbitrary amount in, and then calculate the best amount that you should allocate to each pool. And so this tells you how many of each one for each pool. And so I'll show one of the interesting cases. So this is going between banana and the wrap.testnet. Calculate the expected out. This tells you the total amount of wrap.testnet that you would expect to get out if you traded in this amount of banana. And you can see roughly the percentage allocation between these 2 different pools. And so the cool thing here is if you change this number, it's actually dependent. And you'll see that the percentage here updates based on how much you're trading in. And so if I do this, try that again, it just changes. So I can make a little bit less. And so you'll see that it's actually, now it's split, a lot more is going to one than the other. And we talk about this a little bit in the YouTube video. We expect that the reason that you see this is because of the amount of liquidity in each of these pools. So you might have a slightly better price in this pool 15, but there's probably not as much liquidity. And so once you trade in a certain number of tokens of the banana token, you start to see a lot of slippage. And so at that point, it's more advantageous to start trading the rest into this pool 11. And so again, you can choose whichever. This gives you all the tokens that are in the reffinance.testnet. So you could extend this. I will say one other thing. It would be advantageous when actually implementing this. So this allows you to calculate what is the optimal amount of token A that you're going to be trading in for token B. And so the only information that you actually have to query using Refinance or query the blockchain is the information for each of the pools. And so you can do all of this without broadcasting your intent of what you're trying to trade, and you don't have to submit a lot of things to say, this is what I expect to trade in, what's my expected amount out, because of the math, you can do that math on the back end, and you don't actually have to do to query to calculate the expected output. So that in a way could help to optimize the amount that you can trade in and trade out. So at that point, I might stop sharing my screen. And I might have talked through that kind of quickly, but do y'all have any questions? Or David, is there anything that you wanted to add to that? Or
just, as far as the crazy math stuff, it sounds crazy, but it's a common thing in any kind of math. If you want to optimize, you just want to you want to get to that top. And usually, if you've had a little calculus, you take a derivative, you set it equal to 0. And this is not much more than that.
Right.
But it's rare to see it.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a ton of fun to work on. Yeah, we had a blast getting to work on this. But yeah, and so I would say, so a few things to keep in mind. So a lot of the Monte Carlo simulations that we did in using Python just sort of as an initial proof of principle. But one of the important things is we use the decimals library in Python because of sometimes when you have a whole bunch of like really long integers and things, you can run into some issues there. When you're implementing the Lagrange multiplier, you do want it to be a continuous function. So you want to use floats instead of ints. And then at the end, you'll have to convert it back into integers. So using floor and ceiling. So I would say if this is going to be implemented in JavaScript as a front end type thing, you'll most likely want to make sure that you get all of those details right. So you'd probably want to use whatever the equivalent of the decimals library in Python is, that lets you deal with long decimals. I think it might even be called decimals.js. But I wanted to put that out there too, because that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I guess other than that, do you guys have any questions? We're happy to talk about what we did. And again, thank you all for letting us be a part of this. This has been great. We're always looking for opportunities to do freelance work. David and I are still learning a lot about blockchain and this technology, but it's a super interesting area, we think, and we want to learn more about it and do more with it. So thank y'all. And do y'all have any questions?
Cool. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
I guess maybe just stick in the chat, like if anything pops up, I guess it'll come up there. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
So last presentation of today is Cream, who couldn't join us today, but luckily we have a video from them. So I'm just going to share screen and we'll go over them. The first bit, there is no volume for some reason, but oh, I guess he's here. Mikkel, do you want to invite him on stage? It's the latest person in chat. Let's try to get this set up.
Hello, can you guys hear me well?
Hi, yeah.
Great. So let me share my screen. Um, Great. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah. So we created something that you can do leverage trading on Cream Finance. So Cream Finance works like just like any other lending protocol like Compound or Aave. So I'll just show you the demo first. So we implemented the DSA connector from Inside app to interact on it. So I need to switch the network to, yep, not this account. Yeah, so here, here we're gonna create the account, and wait, I think I need to, yep. So we created an account. So this is the UI. So let's say that I want to supply 10 Ethereum as a collateral, but I want to leverage this. So what does it mean to be leveraged? So let's do Forex. So what's going to happen behind the hood is that we are going to borrow 30 ETH worth of DAI from Flash Loan, from Cream Finance's Flash Loan, and then we're going to put that into the collateral. And then with that 40 ETH collateral, we're gonna take out the debt and then repay, take out the debt as a DAI and then swap that and then repay that into a flash loan. So here you can see the stats. Cream Finance sets these two pair as an 80% debt ratio. So we can go all the way to 5x. So if we want to do leverage, what goes on behind the hood is that basically we borrowed and we flash loaned and we did all that using DSA connector. And here you can see our current position. And now now we kind of want to think it's kind of dangerous, and so we want to like de-risk it. So we can de-risk it. Let's go for like 2x. 2x. So now we are reducing our debt ratio and liquidation price, and voila. Yep. Yep. So now we have reduced our position. So from Cream Finance's debt and collateral point of view, we have 8 ETH, and I mean we have 18 ETH, and then 31,000 DAI. So, but the amount that I actually put on from my wallet is actually 8 ETH. So let's say that like the value of ETH goes up against DAI. So you will actually acquire more than what you have put in. If you yeah, and if the value of DAI goes up, the you will actually get the last amount that you put in initially. So this is like a fun way to like do leverage trading on using any lending protocol. So we created this GitHub. We have a simple demo, and we also list out the how we achieved this and what we had trouble with, and the reason why we had to use the contract wallet from InstaDeps. So we had to fork InstaDeps DSA wallet, and then had to create a implementation for Cream Finance, and we call the InstaDeps front end implementation that kind of flexibly allows us to flash loan, or allow us to borrow, allow us to take debt out of it. And here's basically the working diagram. So we deposit, and then we flash loan from Cream Finance, and then we deposit into Cream Finance's Iron Bank. and we borrow the DAI with the amount that we flash loaned, and then we swap the DAI into ETH, and then we pay back the flash loan. So this is the basically the whole diagram, and this is it. Yeah, we had really fun working on this project, and yeah, let me. Okay. I am done. Yeah, thank
Cool.
you for
Thanks for
Clean
joining
Finance,
us.
and yep, thank you.
Thanks. So that was our last presentation. We had a video recorded, but I guess in person is always better. That's it for today. So those were just a couple of the submissions. Like some of you might seen, there's still 1 or 2 projects that are still working through little bugs and stuff with other submissions. So once everyone has all of their winners announced, we will be putting out like a full doc with all the winners and the best submissions and all that sort of stuff like that. But at least today you got to see a sneak peek and like a very like a demo of what was submitted. So thanks everyone for joining us. There will be a YouTube recording of this posted shortly after we finish this, and yeah, you can connect with us on Discord. Let me just drop in the link here. We will be doing more hackathons and stuff. So yeah, you can definitely connect with us then. And yeah, thanks everyone.